Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back. Just very briefly, another electrical storm in the brain. This is episode 6, I think, or episode 7. Before I come to the basics of Islam or the Islam for non-Muslims, just the central theme, Salaah, namaz. When you get into the details, I'll go into another session on what is Salah and the 5 pillars of Islam. But just as I'm sitting here, it's now about 11 o'clock, and I just came across the importance of Salatul Duha. And just to explain what is Salah and why there's 5 namazes during the day, and it's a whole concept of time and connecting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There was a very famous quotation I came across recently when reading this book that one of the greatest achievements of Islam is the removal of priesthood. There is no priesthood in Islam. That means that if you want to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you connect directly to the divine. You don't need an intermediary. There's no confessional box in Islam. You pray to Allah, you got a problem. Excuse me. Astaghfirullah. You got a problem, you pray directly to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, think of the 5 daily prayers. I've just made a quick sketch here, and I apologize once again. I said I don't have, on back to basics and the human brain. If you can just see that very quickly. Okay, these are the 5 salah that you have. Okay, I'll just try and focus on this. My one hand is holding the camera, so I apologize for that. Okay. Think of the green is a river. Think of a river of water, and it's flowing in this direction. This blue here is a bridge. This yellow is you. You are standing on this bridge here. You are standing on this bridge. And these little dots here, those are the 5 namazes in the day: the Fajr, the Zuhr, the Asr, the Maghrib, and the Isha namaz. And this is a waterfall over here, and you are standing here. Now, what namaz is, you must think of a namaz as a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That means 5 times a day, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your creator, is calling you to give you a gift. And it's a huge gift. It's an immense gift. It's not a small gift. Imagine if a king calls you and says, I want to give you a gift, you'll go running. Okay? So imagine if someone tells you, or a celebrity says, hey, come to my house, I'm giving you a gift of a motor car, you'll go running. So we cannot measure the gift of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are living in a finite world. Our intellect, our brain cannot grasp the infinite intellect. But just think of it in simple terms. That each salah, if it's R1,000,000, or if it's a Ferrari motor car, or whatever that gift is, if it's a gold coin, you will make sure that at that particular time of the day, you will stand on that bridge to receive that gift. So you will make sure that Fajr time, you are standing on the bridge. And this is the nice thing about this gift, or this is the way this gift works. If you are there at Fajr, you pick up the gift from the water. You see, the gifts are floating on the water, and they go under the bridge. But this is a trick. You go there for Fajr, you pray. You go for Zohar, all of that. But let's say Fajr time, you're sleeping. The gift is now floating down the river. You are fast asleep, you're at home or wherever you are. And this gift goes under the bridge. Once it goes under the bridge, this is how time works. You can't get that time back again. It then goes down this waterfall. Once it goes down the waterfall, you see, once it goes down this waterfall. Let me pull that closer for you. So here's your gift of Fajr namaz. You are standing here. If you are there for that namaz, you get the gift and you go home. But if you don't come up for that prayer, that gift is there waiting for you. But that gift floats down the river. It goes down the waterfall, gone forever into eternity. You can never get it back. You can't go back to yesterday. You can't go back to last night. You can't go back to a month ago. So the whole purpose of the 5 gifts is to receive these gifts from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? So that's the concept of time. So a river is time. Time is river. Time will go always forward. It cannot go back. The river will not go back. The gifts, once they go down that waterfall, they will not come back. Okay, so that's one concept of salah. The second concept of Salah, very briefly, is that Salah, you must think of it, is that you are meeting with a very important person in a boardroom. Okay, imagine you got a meeting with a king. Imagine you're invited by the queen, or you're invited by the president of the country. Excuse me, astaghfirullah. And you're invited by the president of the country, and the president says, and you get a royal invitation. You know how amazed you'll be. Imagine you get a royal invitation from the king. Right? You'll show all your family people, look at this royal invitation I got from the king. In the same way that Queen Sheba Bilqis received the royal invitation from Sulaiman alayhi salam, and she just picked up that envelope, and the envelope was like so, like, you know, when you get a royal invitation with gold and all these things, and you say, wow, this is an amazing gift, at least an amazing invitation, because it's from a royal house. So if you get an invitation from a king or a president of the country, you'll show all your friends about it, you'll tell everyone about it, you'll get ready, you know, you'll go to, you know, go trimming everything, you'll go and make sure you go there for the meeting. Now the 5 times daily Salah is a meeting, not with the president of the country, it's a meeting with your creator. So 5 times a day in the boardroom, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is waiting there to give you a gift. Are you going to knock on the door and take your gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Are you going to talk to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Allah is waiting to talk to you 5 times a day. It's like a meeting with your dentist or a meeting with your doctor. But this is not even a meeting with a king. It's not even, imagine if a celebrity phones you. Will you skip that meeting? No. So Salah is a meeting on the time, and it's a boardroom meeting with your creator. And finally, a third concept, another important concept of Salah. Salah, we know, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam got the 5 times Salah on Isra and Mi'raj. Isra is the horizontal journey from Mecca to Jerusalem, and Mi'raj is the vertical journey from Jerusalem to the 7 heavens. And that's when Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was told about the 5 times namaz. Actually, it was 50 times a day Salah, and then after meeting Musa alayhi salam, this was reduced to 5 times a day. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says 5 times a day, but your reward is 50 times a day. Right, so that's Salah is your Mi'raj. Okay, so your Mi'raj is Salah. And Rumi said this very beautifully, Jalaluddin Rumi. He said, life is going to throw you down to your knees. You know, as what we said in the earlier program, that life is difficult. And one day the pressure of life is going to throw you down to your knees. You're going to fall to your knees, you know, whether you like it or not. And Jalaluddin Rumi says, when life falls to your knees, drops you to your knees, that is the best time you go into prostration. That is the best time you go into namaz, because your namaz, your Salah is your Mi'raj. So when you put your head onto the ground, you are shooting skyward, you are going to Mi'raj. So the connection with the heavens is your head on the ground. When your head touches the earth, you are making contact with heaven. You are echoing, your words are echoing in heavens. And it is those, in that moment, you speak to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly. Tell Allah about your concerns, about your worries, about your fears. Praise Allah. Always start, praise Allah first, seek forgiveness, and then talk to Allah as long as you can. And the whole concept of Salah is khushu. You do everything slowly, gently, kindly, with meditative thinking. And perhaps we should leave it at that for the moment. And inshallah, in the next episode, as I said, I'll first explain to you my love and passion for Islam. We'll talk about the human brain, and the whole thing about Islam is the intellect. Islam is a religion of logic, intellect, rational thinking, scholarly work, knowledge, education. The first word is Iqra. But inshallah, Jazakallah, thank you for joining me for this episode. May all that is good for you come to you. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.